Hello, my name is Agatha and this is your monthly astrological forecast. This is a very generalized reading. If you'd like a private consultation with me, tarot or astrology reading, please go to my services page, the link is below, and see my rates. Then if you'd like to work with me, just send an email to duniazad@gmail.com. Also, you can support me through my Patreon page. The link is also below here. Before going to the reading, I'd like to tell you that I have a newsletter, and if you subscribe, you can win my monthly free tarot reading. The link is www.tinyletter.com/duniazad. All my readings are written by me. There is no software reading. So, Capricorn, let's see how February will be for you. This is going to be very basic. I'm only going to tell you about the new moon and the full moon. In your case, Capricorn, the new moon will be on your second house. It will happen on the February 8th at 19 degrees of Aquarius in your second house, making a very good aspect to Uranus in your fourth house, and Saturn in your 12th house, and both rule you, Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. Not you, okay, the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, but the ruler of this new moon in Aquarius is Uranus in the fourth house, and Saturn, the ancient ruler, located in your 12th house. This could be new beginnings in terms of the money that you earn, okay? Could be an increase in salary. Whatever you do, whatever work you do, for others or for yourself, there's going to be a pay raise. I would say that because it makes very good aspects, and both of the rulers are talking to each other, in a trine, which is a 120 degrees aspect, and it's a very positive aspect in fire signs. There's enthusiasm with this new pay raise. The only thing that's less positive, it makes this new moon makes a square to Mars, transiting your 11th house. So maybe you have a jealous friend that really doesn't like the fact that you're earning more money. How the hell are you earning more money? He or she might not tell you, to your face, but you might feel this resentment, every time you are around this person. Or it could be something else. The 11th house is also the house of long-term plans and wishes fulfilled. So maybe you had a long-term plan of having your pay increased, but you wanted twice as much as you are earning before, and only the pay increase that you have is like 10% more or 20% more, and you wanted way more than that. So you're the one who's feeling resentful, okay? It's not enough, it should be more. I don't want to annoy you or anything, Capricorn, but you're the sign, one of the signs. There are others, but you're like the one that really kind of obsesses over money. Your mind is always on the money, which there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, it's your way. Okay, we love you, Capricorn. We do. It's your way. Anyway, what else? Second house is also the house of values, of something which is important to us. So it's not just money, whatever values we give importance to. For instance, in case of the Capricorn, Capricorn values the way he or she is seen by the outside world. Reputation is extremely important to a Capricorn person. Looking good on the outside world is extremely important to him or her. So that's one of your values, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's your way. I would say maybe there's some sort of change in that department. You're kind of adopting a new set of values that might be original, inventive, kind of out of the box type of thing, not formal type of, not orthodox values. Why? Because it's Aquarius, and Aquarius is original. It's different. Doesn't care as much as Capricorn about status. So, and and these values could be changing something about your deep identity, something about yourself is changing, because the new ruler Uranus is transiting in your fourth house. It's like a change in your, I don't know how to say this, in your deep identity, in the core of yourself. There's something new, original, different being born, and it might have to do with something with spirituality, a new way of living your spirituality, because the old ruler Saturn of Aquarius is transiting your 12th house. It's the house of spirituality, like more, how do you say, more like an instinctual spirituality. The 9th house is more connected with, organized religion. 9th house is religion, 12th house is spirituality. So let's say that you decide, let's say it's astrology, because I'm obsessed with it. Let's say that you, Capricorn, let's say that you were like the skeptical type of person, and you thought that you only believed anything that was scientific and rational and logical, and you were really against anything to do with astrology, and you started studying it. And after a few, I would say, maybe years studying it, you decided, okay, I can see how it works, I believe in it now. So that would be a new set of values that you're adopting. Or it could be religion. Imagine that you've been always Catholic, for instance, your entire life, but you've decided now to be a Buddhist. Okay? If the values that you are adopting are kind of foreign, in religious of some kind, there might be someone in your friendship area that will not like it and might feel resentful about the way you change, the way you used to think. Let's say you are a scientist, and you and this other scientist friend used to make fun of, for instance, astrology, and now you're not doing that, and now you're trying to explain to this friend why it works and so on. And this friend is really resentful about you, and he's really mad at you, and he thinks you're dumb, Could be that, or it could be like not astrology, but a religion, a new religion of some kind. The full moon will be happening the 22nd of February on the 3rd degree of Virgo in your 9th house. So there could be a culmination of a project. I'm sorry. No, not a culmination of a project. It's the 9th house. So it's a culmination. For instance, let's say you've changed religion. Could be that. So on around the 22nd of February, you start to go to that temple, for instance. You stop going to church, Catholic church, and you start going to that temple. It's a culmination. It's not an ending. It could be an ending, because the 9th house is also the house of higher learning. It could be that finally you end a college course. Maybe you had like one one class that you only needed like another to end this one class in order to have the degree. So finally you ended it and it's done. This new moon, this full moon, is going to be opposing Neptune on the 3rd house. So you might be disappointed with you. Maybe the grade that you have, instead of being like great, it's kind of low, and you're kind of disappointed with yourself. Because you thought, I should have finished this earlier, like a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. Don't blame yourself, okay? It's fine. Or it could be that, or it could be, for instance, if it's nothing to do with higher learning, it could be ending a course which is smaller, for instance, of astrology, or tarot course, or a numerology course, or Reiki course, or anything like that. And you ended and you feel a bit disappointed because you thought, I thought I would get more out of this, and I'm still confused. I still don't understand everything. So there might be a little bit of disappointment with it. Another way of reading this new moon, full moon in Virgo, around the 22nd of February. The manifestation of this full moon could be a few days earlier or a few days later, after the 22nd. Okay, doesn't have to be on the day. Is the ninth house is the house of long travel, outside, traveling abroad. So you might be ending the plans to go in, have a vacation, like you're ending the plans now, but you're gonna have the vacation like 4 months from now, or 5 months from now. But there is a disappointment because you wanted something extremely, glamorous and cheap, and you wanted to go for 20 days, and it turns out that you can only go for like 5 days, and it's not glamorous. It's like, it could be something. There's some sort of disappointment with the plans that you're making. Probably because you read information incorrectly, or information was presented to you in incorrect manner. You went to the website of an hotel, for instance, and you read something like it's only $300 or 300 euros, and you thought, oh, this is for like 2 weeks, and it turns out it's every night. So something like that, miscommunication, misinformation, and the plans that you do are not the plans that you wanted to do. Or it could be that you actually are ending a trip abroad. You went abroad for whatever reason, could be even studying, and it's in the could be studying, could be just for fun, but there's some sort of disappointment, and you went to, I don't know, Hawaii. I'm gonna just say Hawaii like this, and you were disappointed because I don't know, the water was cold. There was sharks, so you could not swim. There's sharks there, right? The food, it wasn't as good as you thought it would be. It was raining, it was windy, so you're disappointed with it. There's some sort of disappointment connected with this full moon. I don't know. There's another way. I'm sorry, of interpreting this. It could be that you might have some sort of quarrel or misunderstanding with a brother-in-law or sister-in-laws, or even with a sibling, or even with a neighbor. Don't have arguments relating to do with politics and religion. Don't do that. So stay away from those discussions, those arguments, those fights, because you will not be able to understand each other. You'll be saying one thing, the other person will be understanding something completely different. This other person will be telling you one thing, and you will be hearing something completely different. Okay? And that's it, Capricorn. That's all that I have for you. I'll see you again in March 2016. Bye bye.